Yes. Right. Hello, everyone. Auntie Mabel is back to the my channel. As you know, on my channel, I'm known as Auntie Mabel. Today, we have a very special guest, and it's somebody I met on YouTube Street who've become a friend. And as we go on, you get to hear a bit more about this, my very, very, very beautiful young lady. So I'm going to let her introduce herself. Please, our able guest, introduce yourself.
Thank you so much, Aunt Mabel, for having me on this channel. I'm humbled. And so my name is Carol Suji, as you can see it down there. And we are friends with Aunt Mabel. We just met on these streets. I'm a mom of two kids, a 15-year-old and a 19-month-old boy. So welcome, guys.
Thank you very much for our channel. And thank you very much. You are welcome to our channel. Right, I'm just going to try. We have promised ourselves we try and go straight to the point. As you know, the title of this video is parenting, comparison of our experience of parenting in Africa, or Kenya to be specific, to my sister. She's from Kenya, but married to a Nigerian, my Igbo Nigerian brother. So you can see she's got a lot to share with us. But at the moment, she's raising her children in US. So that's why my title is saying comparing her. As you can see from the thumbnail, I have her Kenyan flag there. So she's going to be comparing on this interview on my channel. We're going to be comparing her experience of parenting in Kenya compared to parenting in the US. And as you can see, it's a collaboration, and it's also a premiere. It's the first time I'm doing this. So after watching this video on my channel, whether via the premiere video, when we set it up for premiere, or you're watching as a playback later on, then when you finish watching my video, I'll just put a link in the comment and the description box. So you click on that link and head over to Carol's channel to go and watch Carol interview moi. So yeah, I'll be giving a different take to this topic. As some of you know, follow me on my channel. I am a mother of 3 adult children. So I have experience of raising teenagers and adults, and I'm now a grandmother. So on my channel, you will learn more there. So some of you have young children, you better go there and watch that so that you already start doing your homework. So when you get there, to just be an easy ride for you. So right, over to Carol. Now I'm going to ask Carol the first question. So we're going to be focusing on early years on this because of Carol's experience so far. We're going to focus on the early years of parenting. While on my channel, we focus on the teenagers and the raising adult children. Yeah, you know, Obodo Oyinbo. So, right, those of you who don't know what Obodo Oyinbo is by now, it's abroad. It's our colloquial way. It's a Nigerian term of calling it abroad. So all parts of abroad, be it UK, be it Canada, any part of abroad at all. So yeah, the first question I will be asking Carol. So please, I'll be looking down on my phone because the questions are here. The first question will be asking you, how was your early childhood years? Okay, the early childhood years. How can you compare? What's the comparison? Because you started raising your daughter, who is now 15 in Kenya, before you moved to the US, and you now have a son, a baby in the US. So what's the difference? What's your experience of raising a child up to that age? I think you said your daughter was, how would you tell us how your daughter was, how old she was when you moved to US? So how was that? The comparison between raising a child in Kenya and raising a child in the US?
Wow, that one is profound, but I'll try to make it as short as possible because there are so many challenges and advantages and disadvantages. So back in Kenya, that's where I had my daughter. And when she was young, or when I gave birth to her, you know, back home, the way you have your parents, you have your sisters, you have your cousins, you have Everybody, the villagers, when they hear that there is a baby in this house, everybody will not even want to be invited to come and see the baby. So everybody will be coming, bringing you stuff, goods, food, clothes, everything that you need for the baby. If you want a babysitter, everybody is willing to help you. But then now when you come on this other side, now it becomes another challenge, because now here you are all by yourself, maybe you and your husband, and life is not easy when it comes to this side. So for me, I would say that when I was bringing up my daughter back in Kenya, life was more easier because I had help. So when we came now back here, okay, thank God that she was older. And now I could leave her in the house by herself. And maybe even if I send her to somebody's house, I don't mind even if she doesn't eat, it's because she does not want to eat. I'll not be scared that, oh, my baby did not eat because she was not young anymore. So back home life is a little bit easier. That's what I would say, because we have help.
Yeah, thank you very much for that answer. So yeah, the second question is, obviously you've just had experience of having your baby, your daughter. Then I'll just move on to how old was your daughter when you moved to the US, and how old is she now?
Oh, when we moved here, she was 11, and now she's 15 years old.
All right, that's
She's
good.
a great help.
Yeah. So then I want to move on to the culture shock. What were the culture shock? Like, for example, how was the education system and all the other things you saw that was so different from raising a child in Kenya?
So the one thing that was the most shocking thing to me, I always, when somebody asked me that question, okay, there are so many, but there is one that I felt like, oh my goodness, this is a real shock. So back home, we are brought up as Christians. I'm born as a Christian. Our family is Christian, and even the society, everybody, like, there is either Christians or Muslims. So those two have their own systems when it comes to school and what they do for that. So when she came here, the first day she went, I took her to school. And now when she came home, I was excited to ask her, like, how is life? How did you make friends? Something like that. And the first thing that she told me was that they did not pray. I was like, what? You did not pray? Did you get there late or something? So she was like, no, I was early enough. We went to the classes, the teachers came, blah, 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 but we did not pray. So I told her, maybe something happened. Maybe let's see tomorrow. So the tomorrow came, and for a whole week, she came home telling me the same. So I decided to call a friend who has been living here. And even instead of her telling me what happened, she started laughing. Because I was so scared. I was calling her being scared. And I was like, did I take my daughter to the wrong school? Is it a school or something? And so she explained to me what happens and what goes on. I went to the school website and I read so much stuff about what goes on and all that. So at least my heart was at peace. And then now I realized that now as a parent, I have to be now the priest now in this house. Before she goes out, I'm the one now to pray for her. We pray together before she leaves and everything. So that was really, really a shock to me. That was a big shock to me.
Yeah. And I know that sometimes, I think some schools in US, only very few in the UK, majority of schools in UK actually, I think they do have uniform. I think another thing, sometimes I've spoken to some of my friends in US, do your daughter's school, do they wear uniform?
No, any public school, any public school, they don't wear uniform actually. Yeah. They don't. But there are some of private schools, like those mission school, like the Catholics, and the seventh day schools. Those ones they wear uniform. But any public school, they don't wear uniform at all.
So how did you and your daughter navigate that? I
Oh
know even secondary school. I have some friends who in secondary school who their children didn't go to school. Very few actually. There were a lot of issues. Yeah, how did you navigate a child not having to wear set uniform to school?
So it was, for me, it was at first, it was a shock, yes. But then I now got into the system because by then she was in the middle school. So when now she got to high school now, now she has started realizing herself as a teenager, and now she wants things her way. Now I cannot even now shop for her anymore. When I'm shopping for her, I have to be with her. She has to be with me, like all those things that happens with teenagers. So at some point, it got to like, there is a way she wants to dress. But for me, in my mind, I know how you are supposed to be dressing going to school. And this is what I want her to dress. So it was a little bit like a tug of war for me, trying to show her why I need her to dress this way, because she's seeing her friends who are dressing the way they want. So she also want to feel the same. She want to fit. But I had now to like put myself together and tell myself like, no, I have to explain to her why I need her to be the way she
is. Yeah, that's good. So yeah, that's really a good one. So I know this question, we kind of go with some other things we are going to say later on. Then move on. Let's fast forward. Then we now compare both of them when you now have your son. So your daughter was already like almost a teenager or something. Yeah. So tell us the experience of giving birth in the US compared to giving birth in Kenya.
Okay, I think it was also an interesting part of it.
Yeah.
Because I noticed actually here with the hospital, like they take care of you like a baby.
Yeah.
You have appointments like almost every week, every 2 weeks, like every month. It turns to 2 weeks, it turns to 1 week.
Yeah.
And the way they are taking care of you, you are like sure that I'm safe. And like back home where maybe if you do not have money, because the good thing I love about here is that they don't look at the money first. They look at your health. They will bill you later if you do not have insurance. But first of all, when you come to the hospital, they will take care of you first. They will not start telling you, oh, you have to give a deposit of 10,000 naira or 10,000 Kenya shillings for you before you get treated. So you find that back home, those who do not have money, you find that it is a little bit challenging.
Yeah.
But here now, when you come here, it was so easy for me, and it was like, wow. They took care of me until I was like, really? Because some of the things I could not even remember. You can imagine from like a 13 years difference.
Yeah.
So most of the things I had forgotten. I didn't even know like how to go about everything. But the way they tell you, they give you everything. They make even a kind of a timetable for you. Like they take care of you very well. So even when it came now, when I was giving birth, I remember, and because my baby came 2 weeks earlier, I was scared about it. And I was asking my doctor now, what are we going to do? Because she was like, you know what, now we have to take this baby out. Because of the conditions that you have, we have to take this baby out. And I was like, oh my goodness, what will happen? So, but it was so easy for me, the way they gave me the way they advised me, the way they talked to me. They told me each and everything that will happen, than back home where they just tell you this is what we have to do. And nobody explains to you like why are they really doing this. So even if somebody came and asked you, why did you opt to do this, you will just tell them the doctor said.
Yeah.
But here they will ask you if you are ready for it and if you want to do it. Like you give your own opinion, which I liked. And when the baby came, I was happy. The baby was good, and I was like, "Wow! Now this is my baby." Now that's where now the challenges came, because even the baby.
The reality of not having mom and dad or auntie or friend around to help. Yes.
Exactly.
Tell us about that. That's the interesting part. I know the only thing we show on YouTube, what people show on YouTube, is all the fancy hospitals and all the CS that goes on, how they look after you and get and carry you up after CS. So when you take the baby home by yourself, go on, tell us. That's the challenge.
That's now where the main thing is, because now when I came home, it's like, wow. So I have nobody. It's not like my daughter has ever taken care of a mother who has given birth. My husband is also like, now where do we start? How are we going to do this? Because I remember we used to call my mother-in-law like almost every minute. So it became like a real challenge. And I usually tell people I almost went to depression.
Yeah.
It's not because I'm lacking or something bad is happening, but just because of feeling that I need somebody here to come and help.
Yeah.
Because it got to a time that my husband went back to work.
Mm-hmm.
And now I had to face the reality. My daughter is back to school. So it's me and the baby. And you remember now from before, I'm used to seeing neighbors, seeing my auntie, seeing my mom, seeing everybody there who is willing to come and help. Even if I want to go somewhere, I'll drop the baby to my auntie or to mom or somebody, and I go wherever I want to go. Now here comes, I cannot move. And the worst thing, it was COVID time.
Yeah.
Where you cannot even go to a friend's house. Your friend cannot even come to bring you anything. Because I remember the lady, a friend of mine, a very nice friend of mine, the one who used now to bring me food, she would come and call from outside. Like she would call from outside, and she buzzes the door and she's like, there is some food here. She cannot come in because we are scared. There's a small baby here. We are scared. We don't know what is going on. So it was really not an easy part.
So fast forward to, I know you are a stay-at-home mom, but see, what's your plan for crash and all of that? What's the plan in US? How do you, what's the next step for babies?
So
at what stage do they start nursery if you're a stay-at-home mom or if you have to go back to work?
Okay, if you have to go back to work, then now it means you take your baby to daycare. If you do not have maybe your parents with you or somebody that you can live in the house with, so it means you have to take your baby to the daycare.
Yeah.
But here the kids start school at 5 years. That's when they go to K1, to kindergarten. To kindergarten.
Okay.
So
it means you have to be the teacher from now till he's 5 years old. You can't afford to pay anybody to teach him or anything, and you cannot, as long as you know using him as a daycare, you cannot take him to school or anywhere. You have to do all the teaching.
Yes. So if like for me now, being a stay-home mom now, because I'm not like planning to go to work like soon, so I have to teach him now. Until now that time comes when I can be able to drop him to the daycare, or maybe when he gets now to the age of going to kindergarten.
Okay, wow. Yeah. So yes, I know the time is ticking by. We don't want to make this video to be too long, but I just want you to tell us about some of the challenges you have gone through, obviously, with your now combining parenting. I know there are some people here who are coming over. There are a lot of relocation, especially to Canada, among people in Africa, especially in Nigeria. They are coming with their adults. Some already have their children in Nigeria. Some are still having their children having another one here. How did you negotiate this between your daughter, and now how are you managing, especially your daughter's changes? And I know you mentioned about the school. What else? What else are all the challenges that you can mention so people can learn from how you navigated them?
Okay, so I would say that for whoever is coming here, or whoever is coming in abroad, I would say that come with an open mind. Because if you come with the mentality of either you're coming from Kenya, you're coming from Zimbabwe, you're coming from Nigeria, the way we were brought up is not what you find here. Here, things are very diverse. So you must come with open mind so that you'll be able now to accumulate the pressure and everything that you find here. So for me, it's like we had to sit. Thank God, because when you come with somebody who is bigger, somebody who can understand both sides, you can be able to talk. So for us, we just sat down with her and now explained why we are here, why we came here, and why we want her to be the way we are telling her.
Yeah.
And also prayer has really helped us so much, and also bringing her to have friends that we know, and we are just learning. Okay. Yeah, every day. Yeah.
That's good. Thank you. One more thing I just want to say. I know by the time you came over, your daughter could speak some of your languages. I don't know the dialect. So tell us about that and how you have been trying to maintain that. You know, as you know, on my channel, I try to promote people speaking African and Nigerian languages as much as possible. So how did you manage to maintain that? Is your daughter still speaking, and how are you doing it so you can advise other parents who have children young, who are still at home, who are still younger children?
Yes, thank you very much for that question. Yes, she was speaking. We have in Kenya, we have like the native language that I speak with my parents, and we have a national language which is Swahili. And by the time we came here, she knew both, because she could speak our native language, she could speak Swahili, and she could speak English. Yeah. So when we came here, it's a little bit challenging, yes. But what I maintained is that when we are in the house, when we are here in the house, we speak either the native language or I find myself mixing up between our national language and the native language. And if somebody calls me from back home, I want them to speak to her that language, so that she will not forget. Sometimes she will be asking me, Mom, what did she say? And I'll tell her this is what means, or answer like this, like say it this way. So I feel like that has really helped me to navigate through that.
That's very good.
And I'm also teaching my son the same.
Yes. So as you can hear from this Kenyan young lady, raising half Igbo, half Kenyan young man. So I think what I would say at this stage is for your husband to be speaking Igbo to your son. Yes. Don't let him slack, because that's the only way. And that's also where you can learn. When he's speaking it to your son, because the only way we are robbing our children. I'm telling people, learn from our experience. I always tell people, it's good to learn from your mistake, but it's even better to learn from the mistake of others. So that's what I have been doing in my life. So areas I feel I didn't get it right as a parent when my children were younger, and I'm trying not to get it wrong when they are older. So, and I'm trying to tell all the other younger women, as the Bible says, older women should admonish the younger women, and the men as well, because so your husband should really, I hope he watched this video, that he should continue and remind him. If he's not doing it, remind him, please speak Igbo to our son, speak Igbo to our son. You know, so from there you can be picking a bit of it. And while you speak Swahili to him, because like I said, I have some videos on my channel where it shows that children can speak up to 3 or more languages. And the more language they can speak, the actually more intelligent they are. The more we are even doing them favor by teaching them more languages. So even if you cannot speak your native one, at least make sure he's able to speak Swahili and he's able to speak English. He will pick up anywhere. He will pick it up on the television. Okay? So on this note, where we are past the 20 minutes now. So I just want us to wind down. What's your final words of conclusion to my subscribers and my friends and family on Mabel channel?
Yeah, thank you so much, Auntie Mabel, for having me on this channel. And thank you guys for being our supporters. We love you so much. And what I would say, like I've just said, it's when you feel you want to come abroad, come with an open mind, and you will learn so much. You will love it, and you'll be able to live the life that you've always wished to. And I would say that go to my channel. Carol Suji as it is there, and subscribe and get to learn more about me.
Yeah. Thank you very much. And those of you who are going to be coming over from Carol's channel, this is a collab I said earlier on. You also try and go through my channel and see what you like. I'm sure you see a lot of things you will learn from as Kenyans or as any other part of Africa you're from, or even if you are non-Africans, you are living in the US or anywhere else. So look, go through my channel and learn one or two things and leave me comments. As you also leave comment for Carol, subscribe to our channel, and you know all the drill, do the needful. And on that note, I didn't want Carol about this. I usually will end by saying thank you in my language and goodbye in my language. And I hope she should be able to say that in Swahili. So yes. I know there are a lot of people who speak Swahili all over the world. So you as my guest, you say thank you in Swahili and goodbye in Swahili.
Asanteni sana and kwaheri.
Thank you. And on to my viewers, in Esan language, which is a minority language in Nigeria, is Wabulu, which is thank you to all of you. One person is Obulu, while plural to more, when in a plural form is Wabulu. So Wabulu, all of you, and Wakimboy is goodbye. That's Wakimboy.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.